everyone. I'm Karen Combs, and welcome to FlossTube 18. For some reason, this morning I was thinking it was 21. I don't know. But welcome to FlossTube 18. Welcome to all of you in FlossTube land. I was thinking the other day about why I enjoy making floss tubes and watching floss tubes. And I think it's like going to a retreat and you sit at a table and you chat with people around you. And sometimes you move to another table and chat with other people. And FlossTube is like being at all the tables. You get to chat with everyone. And I just love that. So welcome. This is my channel. We have quilting on here, quilting tips, but this is the FlossTube portion of my channel. And it's early here. It's not even 8 o'clock. So I am having my coffee with you this morning. And we had a lot of storms last night, so we didn't get a lot of sleep. We had a lot of lightning, thunder, which didn't bother us, but it does bother Benji, our little Shih Tzu, and he's actually sleeping just over in his bed because he's pretty tired. And then my husband was up at 4 a.m. because he and a buddy were driving about 4 hours over to Memphis. There is a PGA golf tournament over there, and he got tickets to go and watch. So he and a friend are going with that. So they left very early this morning. So I've been up and already got laundry started and the kitchen cleaned up and the dishwasher going. And I thought, well, I will just enjoy my morning with you all this morning, and we'll just have a little chat and I'll show you what I've been working on. And it's all laid out in front of me here. So it is August 10th that I'm recording this, and I will upload it probably Friday night, so it releases Saturday morning. But we had some questions. I know 2 weeks ago I did a WIP parade, and thank you so much for all of your beautiful comments, lovely comments. I enjoyed reading what you were working on. I enjoyed just reading the comments so much. It's been a month since I had a FlossTube where I answered questions. So we have some questions. It would be from FlossTube 16. And one of the questions was Tracy had asked about Tudor silk. She is lucky enough to get some on sale and wanted to know about it. Well, I remember seeing Tudor silk when I was at the attic, and people were just going crazy for it. And I did not know that much about it, but I knew it was highly sought after. So I did some research, and it is the same weight as Swasserfine. So it's very thin. You can use it on higher count linens. And Cathy of Needle in the Haystack has an amazing video talking about threads. So if you are interested in delving deeper into different kinds of silk, I'm going to put the link to Cathy's video. There might be 2 of them, but one for sure I'll put in the description box so you can click on that and watch it, because it was very informative. Cathy is so knowledgeable about threads. So watching her video, she did mention that Gloriana Tudor silk, I believe I had that right, Gloriana makes Tudor silk. It is the same weight as Swasserfine, and actually, to extend the color palette, you can mix Tudor silk and Swasserfine. So that will, if you're looking for colors, that will extend it. So that's a really good thing. And we had a question from Diana about the color wheel that I showed. Now this one, I believe, is the oldest one I have. Maybe not. I know I had another one. I am missing like 2. I think this is the one that I showed. Now this one is no longer being made. It is copyright 1977. I'm going to flip it over so you can take a screenshot of, let's see, well there it is. It's called the Color Coordinator, and here is who makes it. So you can look for it on the secondary market. This one is newer. I think I picked this up at, might have been a craft shop. I know one of the color wheels I picked up at an artist supply store. So that's some place to look. This is the Rainbow Color Selector. I'll hold this up. Let me flip it over so you can see who it's by. But I did some looking, and there is actually, I have this color wheel. Can I find it? No, that's one that I'm missing. I think it's in with my teaching packets. I need to delve through there and find that. So I did find a color wheel on Amazon, and I have this one, and it's a good one because it shows you how to mix colors and what happens when you take one color and put another color with it. It's called the Artist Color Wheel Mixing Guide. It comes in several sizes. I'll put a link to that because you can get it from Amazon. There we go. I got it. So we don't get the glare of the light. So that's what it looked like. And I think it was about $8. So anyway, I'll put a link to that. So there's a couple options for color wheels. You can check your local craft store. If you have an artist supply store, you can check that. Even I know I found some really good supplies at drafting supply stores too when I was looking for different rulers and things for quilting. So that's another place to check. They might have also a color wheel selection. Dick Blick is another wonderful online resource for art supplies. Could check there, and I'm going to make a note to put that link for you too in the description box. That way you can just click on it and you don't have to search for it. And then we also had a question about the SULKY 12 weight. I showed the beautiful box that I had, and I had, actually there's 2 boxes you can get. I purchased one, and Nancy asked about, is there a DMC conversion for the SULKY Petite 12 weight? I found 2. I will put the link in the description box. Quilting Village was one, and My Stitch World was another. So that will help you too if you want to convert. And I didn't write down who this was from. How do I store hand-dyed floss? And it might have been on an earlier video, but the question just came in. So the DMC I have in the box behind me, but hand-dyed, this is what I found works for me, is I like these rings. I think they're 3-inch, and they're black, and they just kind of look like wrought iron. So what I do is I put, this is my Gentle Arts. I put them on the ring in alphabetical order, and I put a card in front. And the reason I do that is that way if I'm flipping through, I know where the beginning is. And then I just put bling because it looks nice. So this particular ring has A through B, and I just grabbed them to show you. Now, where I put them, these are the ones I have right now for Gentle Arts. I have all sorted on 4, and there is a card in front so I can flip through. I did have these hanging just over here on the side of some drawers, but I have big windows over here, and I started to worry about fading. So now I have them in some flat drawers that they rest. I liked them when they hanged because I could just look through them, but I didn't want them to fade. So I'm thinking about actually putting them in my closet behind me on a hanger. Well, that might be another option, but that's how I store them. And that way I can just go right through them, and that's what I have so far. I'm still missing, but I've got quite a good group. Now, where am I gonna put this? All right, let me just lay it down here. There we go. And then Casey had a question about hoops. She's starting to stitch with linen, and she had a question about what kind of hoop to use. Now that is going to be personal choice, but I'll show you some that I've used, and then I'll point you to a video I just saw yesterday, which was excellent. So a lot of my friends, and I would say most of them, use a Q-snap. I think this is 8x8. It comes in different sizes, but they like it because you can put the linen in there and then turn this, and you can use it for Ada as well. Turn it, it will make it taut. and then you'll want to loosen it, or actually even take it out of the Q-snap when you're finished for the day. But it makes it very easy. So, and these just clip off and clip on. Some people put a little piece of, could use a piece of fabric. I've even had people use a little piece of paper toweling in here. Other people use nothing. If they put something there, it's to help from crushing the stitches. So Q-snap is very, very handy. It's lightweight. Now, if I use a Q-snap, I don't stitch with holding it in my hand. The reason is grabbing this and stitching, and some of you will know what I'm talking about. This joint is, it's getting arthritis. Let's just be honest, that's what's happening. And so when I'm holding this for a very long time, this starts to ache. So if I use a Q-snap, I usually use a frame. You saw me demonstrate the Elan frame. That was a few videos ago. I use that, or I've also been using the Petosky frame, which I really am enjoying. I use that for the hoop as well, because I can sit actually right at this table, sit and stitch. And I have a TV right over there. I can watch FlossTube. My office is just the next room where my computer is. So if I'm working, I can come over here and stitch a few minutes and then go back and work. So Q-snap, extremely popular. You can also use wood frames, and there's a lot of different ones. These are some that I have picked up at Needleworks shop. This one, I think this is Harkwick Manor. Very, what you want to do if you're looking for a wood frame is make sure it's very smooth wood. This is Harkwick Manor 3-inch, I think. Very smooth, won't snag. Really good if you're using a smaller count linen, so there's that. This, I've also enjoyed using the spring frame. This is Frank Edmonds. This is a 3-inch. I think it's just a little, I think it's 3.5. But you just put the fabric in here and snap it in. It works better if you do it on the table. Snap it in, keeps it really nice and tight. This is excellent for working on smaller count or doing over 1. I think this is 5-inch and 7-inch. So that's another option. The Fat Quarter Shop had an excellent video that I watched yesterday about some of the frames that they carry. Nerge is a very popular one. And for the life of me, I just lost the other ones that they showed. They showed Q-snap, they showed Nerge, they showed some other ones. But they showed how they work, the sizes they come in. Excellent video. So that's something else to check out. And I wanted to show you some antique frames that I have that I use. Let me just move these out of the way. There's quite a few. And there's some that I really enjoy using and some that, well, some that I use more than others. This is a, and they're, well, I'll show you some wood, then I'll show you some metal. This is a hold type. Sometimes they're Gibbs brand. It's got a little spring there. I really like the hold type. It holds tight. I have this in a couple different sizes. I did buy it on a secondary market. You have to just search for them. And I search till I find something from a reasonable price. So I have several of these. It's lightweight, feels good in my hand. So that's a hold tight. Let me show you. This is a Duchess. Now the Duchess do not have any springs or anything like that. I have several of these. I find for me, the Duchess works better once I get some stitches and some bulk built up. You could also use twill tape and wrap it. I love the patina. I love the feel of the vintage frames. So I have hoops. I have several of these. This is a Princess. I think I have that right. No, Duchess. Did I mix those up? All right, put it in the comments, because of course now I didn't write these down, so that I'll remember those. This one is, this is Princess. Doesn't say on here. It has a spring. And I have several of these, and I've been using a 7-inch one with my Petoskey frame because then it gives me good area to work before I have to move it. So it's got that spring. And then this, of course, is the one that everybody wants. I purchased this a while ago before the prices got crazy. This is a queen hoop. I think it is. Queen, Duchess, Princess. No. All right. I'll remember later and think, how could you or not have remembered that? But this one has the tension wheel, and the wood ones come up for sale every once in a while on eBay, and they are pricey. Like I said, I bought this quite a while ago before the prices got absolutely crazy. And then I have a couple metal ones. This is, I cannot remember. It's got a little tension wheel, which really is easy to use. And this is a vintage, so this is older. It's cork lined. And you just put it in there and then tighten it up. It's not hold tight. And I don't see a brand, but you'll see these on eBay. The only thing that I don't like about a metal frame is that if I'm using a needle minder, it sticks to it and it gets annoying. So I don't use a needle minder when I'm using this. And here's another. You can find the queen frames or hoops in metal, and they're not as pricey. So if you want to try one. So this is a queen metal. And then this one, I think it's a hold tight variation, but this one's interesting because it's metal on the outside and wood on the inside. So that's another one that I have. And I use them, I kind of rotate them around. Just move those out of the way. So those are some vintage hoops, but there are many wonderful, readily available hoops, and I'll put the link to the Fat Quarter Shop video talking about hoops in the description box, so you can click on that. Let me see, did I cover all of our questions? I think I did. Excuse me while I take a sip here. I got this mug. It was 2016. We were in Seattle, and we were getting ready to go on an Alaska cruise that I was teaching on, and we went to Pike Market. I think that's right, the very first Starbucks was. And I got this, and it's got the Starbucks logo on it, and I don't use it very often. I think it was just a souvenir because it's totally impractical. You can't wash it, or you can wash it, but you have to like do a sponge bath because that's leather. And then the bottom is cork. So I use it, but then I just like give it a sponge bath so I don't ruin the leather. So I'm sure it was just a souvenir because it's the only place you could buy it, but I love it. So you just have to indulge. All right, so talking about floss tubes, let's see. I'm going to, I think we're going to talk about something else first, and then I'll talk about the floss tubes that I've been watching. So we talked about this linen a month ago, this gorgeous kryptonite linen by Fox and Rabbit. This is a club that I belong to. They're on Stitchery, Fox and Rabbit Fabric of the Month. I think there's a waiting list. I know they're sold out, but there's a waiting list, I believe. And this gorgeous linen, what to use it for. So by far, the most suggestions were Quaker, which I totally agree. Long Dog, Samplers, Mirabilia, Modern Folk Embroidery, all fantastic suggestions. I did just a quick little dive into, let me pull it up, some different charts that would be really interesting on this. Just a couple. I know we did this before for the Foxy linen, but just want to show you. And what am I going to use it for? I'm not sure yet. But I think the first thing that I thought of, because it is kind of an ocean color, is the Quaker turtle. Now I would reverse the colors. I would do the linen, which is teal, and then probably do a white for the stitching. Here's another one. This is by Lindy Stitches. I think this is called Autumn Stroll. This is interesting. This is a beautiful chart, but look at the color, the blue background. I think that might be an interesting choice, and that's a new designer for me, so I thought that was fun. This one for sure would be beautiful. Quaker Snowflakes by Hello by Liz Matthews. So I think that might be what I put in there and for my possible. And then this one I found, this is Quaker Holiday by Lila Studios. I think it's another good contender. So those two charts I may purchase and just put with that linen, because I think that is going to be an excellent option. And something else might come along, you never know. So let's see, we've talked about everything on that first page except the floss tubes. Let me mention, yeah, I'll come back to that because I've got some stuff I'm going to talk about. So floss tube, I do enjoy watching a variety of different floss tubes, and I thought I'd mention some that are new to me. Some of them are new and some of them are new to me, and I'll put the links in the description. One that I just watched, and you cost me a lot of money because like everything you were showing is like, I want to get that. I want to get that. I haven't seen that. I want to get that. It is Stitching in My Pajamas. And it was wonderful. I can't wait for another one. Beth, I believe it's Beth that did that. And she's been stitching forever and is an amazing stitcher. And she was showing some of her work and it just took my breath away. I enjoyed it so much. And she was showing some older charts, showing some things that she had done. Really enjoyed that video. Another one that is new is So Tattered, and I enjoyed that so much. I think there's 3 now, and I enjoyed that one so much. Can't wait for another one. And Two Sisters, Curious Crafters, and they have quite a few videos, and I've watched a couple of them, kind of picked around and watched, and really enjoyed those as well. So those are 3 that are new to me that I really enjoyed. So I wanted to share those. And again, and every time you watch, I keep a list, and occasionally I'll just stop the video and go and purchase something, which I'll show you, which that means I got to get busy working and starting some of these things. But talking about starting, Nerissa, I believe that's how you pronounce her name. I think she's from New Zealand. I don't think it's Australia, I think it's New Zealand, and I'll put the link to her video. I enjoy her videos as well, and she is talking about for August and September, starting something new every week, but starting it from your stash. And there is a hashtag, which I will put a link to, because for the life of me right now, I can't remember the hashtag. It might be stash sampler stitching, something. I'll put it in the description. But she was showing the ones that she was thinking. So it's either going through your stash and starting something from it, or finding an old WIP and starting it and doing one each week for 8 weeks of August and September. So I actually pulled some things which I'm not working on because I'm so enamored with what I'm working on right now, but I did pull some things to kind of get in the rotation for what might be coming up next to start, or the next time I feel like I'm a little bored with what I'm working on, let me either go to another WIP or pull something new. So I thought that was really interesting, and I enjoy her videos as well. So let me show you what I've been working on. I have it right here. It's all ironed. Hopefully I don't dump it on the floor as I pull the calendar out. So here is my book of days, and I don't have that many stickers. I need to sticker it up some more. So here's my, I'm just keeping track right now of what I've been working on. And you saw in the opening, I've been doing a lot of work in the garden. I just canned, well, I've done tomato juice, tomatoes, salsa, green beans, lots of different kinds of pickles. And I made sauerkraut, which you saw in the opening, the crock and the jars. And I was able to get, I think, 8 pints of sauerkraut from 3 heads of cabbage, and it wasn't that hard. We have a lady where we go to church that she is an amazing gardener, and she knows everything about canning. And she told me what to do, how to do it. I did it in a crock. She does it in a jar. But I also went on Pinterest and just read several recipes for making sauerkraut. And I can, in fact, we're going to have some of it this week with some sausages. So I'm really excited about that. And I just like knowing where our food comes from, and it's all prepared without preservatives. So, and I did not open kettle the sauerkraut. I packed it in jars and it's in the refrigerator. So we'll eat that up fairly quickly. I did not want to lose the probiotic in the sauerkraut, because once you hit the heat to it, then it's gone. So I wanted to keep that. So that's why I only did a few pints. But that's what I've been doing, an awful lot of working in the garden. I pulled up some things yesterday, and probably going to plant some more zinnias tomorrow. I just planted, I know it's like, show us the WIP. I'll get to that. Did some planting of some miniature, they're like this big, miniature pumpkins, and about this big butternut squash that are called honey nut squash. Those I planted about a month ago, and they're starting to come up. So hopefully this fall I'll have that. I'm thinking about putting in some lettuce, which is another good fall crop, and flowers, just because they'll last till the frost. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow, is work in the garden. We had so much rain, so I'm sure there's a lot to work on tomorrow. But what I've been working on stitching wise, it's still summer. It still feels like summer, and stitching this makes me feel like I'm at the lake, just sitting, stitching. It is Plum Street, Live on Little. I know many of you have done it. A lot of you have seen it. And I just have enjoyed working on it so much. That's all I've worked on since I showed you the WIPs 2 weeks ago. And I did have a comment to hold things longer, so thank you for that. I'm trying, I don't think I held this long enough. I'm going to try to do that so you can screenshot or take a look at it. This is done on, it's called 4 threads, but I did a few substitutions. This is on 40 count vintage Mariner, I think. I'll look it up. So here it is. Okay, so I started in the top, and there's got the words all done. You can see it started to add the flowers. And I changed the color of the star, the sun, darkened them a little bit so you could see it more. I did change the bird so it shows up more. And I'm starting to work on the house. Let's see. Got part of the house done. And lots of fill-in. I've been working on the fill-in for the last few days because I had some time with friends so I could sit and stitch. That's good time to sit and chat when you're just doing fill-in. I did change the boat, the sailboat. So some different colors. There's my needle minder. So that is Gently let it down and pull it out. That is Live on Little, which I'm going to keep going on it. I just am enjoying it. I'm just going to keep going until I'm done. And it might be till it's all done, or it might be, okay, I'm done with this for right now, set it aside and pull out one of my other WIPs that maybe is close to being done. Here's the called for, mostly DMC, some hand-dyed, some weeks. So that's, I've been working on that. Let me check. I can tell you what linen that's on. And it really helps to have this book, because then I can put it exactly what it is. Lakeside Vintage Mariner White. Done. Did change a couple things. I'll talk more about any changes when we go along a little further. Now that's all ironed, so I'm going to slide it right over here. So do have some haul to show you. I went with some friends on Saturday, a couple days ago. Remember I told you I have a little stitching group of quilters who also are stitchers, and so we've been meeting once a month for a couple hours in the morning and sit and stitch. And we went to 2 shops in Huntsville, Alabama, which is about an hour from us. We're in between Huntsville and Nashville is where we live. So we went to this Country Cupboard. That's the name of it, the shop. Oh, just packed full of all kinds of charts. There were a lot of charts that I haven't seen online there. So we dug through and purchased some charts, purchased some linen. They have lots of different things there. Hand-dyed floss, think DMC, of course. Lots of different things. So if you are in the Huntsville area or going there or going through there, it's, and I'm going to put a note. I'll put the address. It's Country Cupboard in Decatur, Alabama, which is just outside Huntsville. So we went there, and then we went over to Huntsville, which was maybe 20 minutes away, to Patches and Stitches, which has stitching, needlepoint, and quilting. Good size shop, and I picked up some charts there. So we had a really fun time. We had lunch, and then we went to a quilt shop. We just had a great time. I think we left at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't get home till 4, so it was a really good day. So I'll show you some of the things I got there and some of the things that have come in the mail. You've probably already seen this because this came probably about 3 weeks ago. This is the Scattered Seed Sampler Club. This is the newest one, Vintage Charm Pin Keep. And I just love her packaging. Look at that. So that's all set when I want to go ahead and start it. Then I also got the newest offering from the Fox and Rabbit Club. I got her on Stitchery. This is Hog Bristle, which I know we've all seen it, love it. It's a great linen. That's pretty true right there of the color, which that might be going right into a project. And I'll show that. Then I think I was watching some older FlossTube. I think it was Risa. I think I watched hers. And of course, then some of the things she was showing, I ended up purchasing. And I think that's where the inspiration for this purchase is. These were PDF downloads. Lucy Beam, from her website. This is Crown House. I just thought that was so cute, so unique. And it's small. It's 111 by 98. And it uses, looks like some DMC and then weeks, it looks like. Then also from her website, yeah, that was weeks. And this uses Gentle Arts and weeks. This is Sewing House, also by Lucy Beam. And the third one I got from her website is Home for the Holidays. This also uses DMC, it looks like. I just love that. Wouldn't that be cute? It's 224 by 138. I thought that would be cute just to set on the mantle at Christmas time. I just thought it was really cute. So I got those, and then nope, not going to show that yet. This friend of mine went to her local shop and purchased a couple of things, and she was telling me what she purchased and kitted up, and I had to order this. This is Honey Hill Hamlet. You get it there. Which I just love those houses. This is by Artful Offerings. The two bee skips, the bees. Actually, I have that XJU baby sheep that would be perfect for this. What is the size of this? 211 by 149. Yeah, I think that would be perfect for that. So I got that. And then I think got that from 123 Stitch. And I also got this from 123 Stitch. This is Sarah Platt, 1811. And I can't remember who showed this, but I just really enjoyed it. And I like the idea of you could take the bottom, let's do that, and turn it into a pillow. And I think they might have done theirs in a burnt orange. I know I've watched one floss tube that someone did burnt orange. So I just loved that pillow. And that one uses Weeks also, Gentle Arts, and has a DMC conversion. Then I think it was Carol Saltbox who I watched that was showing some, I don't know if they were older or she just was pulling from her stash or showing some things she had done. I think it was things she had done. I don't know. She inspired me to purchase this. This is a download from the Hasmere Educational Museum in Surrey in the UK. This is Mary Gibson 1824 sampler, and I just love the houses. I'm a sucker for houses. Love the houses, the trees, beautiful symmetry. Look at the border. So this is only available from the museum. It's a PDF download. And then I went ahead and kitted it for DMC. So there's the colors. So that one, if you want me to put the link in, let me know, and I'll put it in with your comment, or put it in the description box. So that is the name of it. You could probably also Google it, but if you want the link, let me know, and I'll put it in the description box. Then this is another one that Carol showed. This is Maria Shelby Humphrey, 1831 by Blackbird. Just, again, the houses, just love it. So you could do something framed, you can do a drum, you could do something small. So I just loved that. And see, there's the title. There we go. So I haven't kitted that. I just wanted to get the chart. As you know, charts aren't always available, just like linen isn't always available. So I wanted to have it. So if I wanted to start it, I could. Now what I got at the Country Cupboard, a couple of things that I had on my wish list and a couple of things I'd not seen before. This one I just think is so cute. This is Cottage Garden. It's called the Fox. You probably have seen this. I just loved that. And I went ahead and got the 2 Gentle Arts, and the rest is DMC. But I did get the Gentle Arts and put that in there. And that I was thinking would be really gorgeous on Stormy Night. Now I picked this up for something else, but I think the Stormy Night is a good option for that. What I picked up the Stormy Night for, and this is 40 count. Oh, it's sealed up, so I'm not going to undo it. I have 4 charts from the drawn thread that can be done individually or can be done long way. This is what they look like when they're done lengthwise. So I got the Stormy Night for that, and it is Simply Spring. And then there's Simply Summer. I love the beehive on there. Simply Autumn. Look at the pumpkins. And Simply Winter. And their charts do give what size you need if you want to do them lengthwise. So I had kitted up the floss when I was at Cecilia's, but I didn't get the linen because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So here's the floss for all of the charts. Oh, look at that. And I think it will look really beautiful on, let me see if I can not get the glare on the Stormy Night. So those are gonna all go together in a bag. So when I'm ready to start, it's all right there. So I did get the linen at Country Cupboard and got the floss when I was at Cecilia's. Then I was looking through the linen at Country Cupboard and they had some American chestnut, which I can't find that anywhere. 36 count. I'm gonna take this out of the bag so you can see it. That is a pretty good. Let me put a piece of white paper in front of it so you can see. That's good representation right there. So this might go with the next chart I show you, actually. One of our friends, Sue, was with us, and she does a lot of stitching, and she mostly does Ada, and she wanted to try linen. So we told her what was best is start with even weave or Lugana. So I think she got 25 count Lugana. So I said, go in and see what chart you would like, and then we'll make sure that it doesn't have any specialty stitches, or actually with linen you can do specialty stitches. I said, let's just keep it simple, find a chart you love, and then we'll help you pull the threads and find the linen. And so she found, and you all may be familiar with this, but I had not seen this before, and I fell in love with the palette. Sorry for all the crinkling. Winter is Past by Blackwood. This palette is so gorgeous. So I pulled the floss for Sue, and I said, Sue, look at this palette. And she's like, oh, it's gorgeous. I said, you want these? I'll go pull another one for myself. They're all weeks. Look at those threads. Oh, the colors are simply gorgeous. And I'm thinking I might be really, oh, so pretty. Look at that. So beautiful. You wind them up. Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm thinking that Winter is Past might go on that American chestnut, because there it is. So she got, I think it was 25 count Lugana Vintage Country Mocha, which was beautiful. I mean, the colors just glowed on it. So I'm anxious to see her start on that. So as I was getting that, the shop owner mentioned, she said, I just want to show you some charts that are that same palette. And again, you probably all know this. She said, I just want to show you. It's not Country Cupboard, I'm sorry. That's the one in Murfreesboro. It's Cross Stitch Peddler. Cross Stitch Peddler in Decatur. So she showed me these, and I went ahead and picked these up. This is Blackbird Loose Feathers series for the birds. So she had some of them, and then I picked up the other ones at Patches and Stitches. Look at that color palette. So there's some other ones, but very similar. I did not get floss for this because I wanted to wait, but I have the charts now. This is 4 and 5. I think I have all but 7, and I've ordered that. This is 6. Yeah, I'm missing 7. Here's 8, which should be coming this week. And here's 9. So cross stitch Peddler and Decatur. So where I got those. A very similar palette. So I thought, well, that would make a nice display. You could do them separately, you could do them all together. So that's Loose Feathers for the Birds series. I think that's a reprint. Some of you will know that more than I will, because I'm coming to this newer, so some of you will know that. You're probably shouting, yes, it's a reprint, but I'm glad it's reprinted. Then I also picked up at Cross Stitch Peddler. This is Brenda Juvet with a needle and thread. Coffee First. I just thought that was so cute. The coffee beans. Which reminds me, let me have you look at that. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. So I picked that up. Didn't pick up any floss, just got the chart. And this one I also got. This is Plum Street. And this is older, I think, because I haven't seen it. No, it's not. Yes, it is, 2012. Gorgeous. This is a Yuletide welcome. Of course, I always go for the big ones. It's 333 by 172. No, but look at this. I love it. I can see just doing the house with that if I didn't want to do the whole thing. Yuletide welcome. Let me hold it back so you can get the whole thing, by Plum Street. And this one uses, let's see, looks like Gentle Arts. Also has a conversion for needlepoint, NPI, and DMC. That might be a nice one to do in silk. I have to think about that. And then the last thing, and all these things I'm showing you have been over the last month, so it's not like I got these last week. I got some of them last week, but most of them has been over the last month. And then the last thing, and I can't remember who talked about this. It might have been Beth, Stitching in My Pajamas. This was new to me. This is an older pattern, 2000. It's Dorcas Hayes, 1720, by the Scarlet Letter. Band sampler. Now this does have some specialty stitches, but I just fell in love with that. And the book does walk you through what you're going to do. I don't want to show the chart. Let's see if I can. It does have the band, and then there's all the threads. And it does have, I'm just going to flip through like this. You really can't see. It has detailed instructions, what you're going to do with each band, close-ups, then stitch diagrams. Those are all stitch diagrams, and then the chart. So it's nice and comprehensive. And I did kit it up with DMC, but I just found out that Vicki Clayton's has a silk pack for this, so I ordered that. So this one's not going to be a quick one to do. So I thought I might start it and just be one that I pick up and work on. It's going to be a little challenging, but one stitch at a time. And sometimes the things that are scary aren't that scary once you get into it. Do you ever have something that you're dreading doing, and you're dreading and dreading, and you don't want to do it, and then you get started on it because you have to, and you think, what was the problem? It wasn't that bad. So I'm just going to approach it one stitch at a time, and I was looking at the instruction, and I thought, I can do this. Just take it, you know, if I need to practice a little bit on a stitch before I put it in the sampler. So that one I'm excited and a little nervous about. Dorcas Hayes 1720. Just love the band samplers. And wait till you see what I just ordered. It's another band sampler that's not here yet. I don't know. What was I thinking? I was thinking there's things that I want to start and I just need to get started on it. So the last thing that I'm going to show you is what Narissa talked about, the 8 working on the samplers from your stash. And I'll just show you some things that I pulled. Because what I am going to keep working on right now is Live on Little. But I might go ahead for September and do some of these samplers. These are all, I think these things I've already kitted. They're all kitted. They're just waiting. And a couple of them, as I was going through, I thought, I really want to do this. So if I put it in the basket to start next, that will be good. So let me show you, I did show you in the last video one of the WIPs I think I am going to do in September because it's a really good fall one. That's the Scarlet House Bonnie's Bittersweet. And I just started on it. I started at the bottom. This needle's loose. Started at the bottom and only worked on it a few hours. So I don't think that one will take very long to do. I just love it. It's such a good fall. So I think that's one that I will probably start in September. I just want to work on the summery stitch while it's summer, and then I think I'll switch to fall things. So that's one. This one is all kitted, and it's in this project bag. I think this little bling is from Samplings of Memories. Why? That's, you know, why haven't I started it? I don't know. We all say that. Probably because we're working on other things, and then it's like squirrel, and then we get tied up with something else. This is Oh Joyous Day. I saw many people doing it on Instagram and just fell in love with it. So Oh Joyous Day, and I've got it all kitted. Here's all the threads. Looks like Weeks and Gentle Arts. Yeah. And what linen? I don't know. What have I got? Heartland, 40 count. Oh, that's good. Look at that. Why haven't I started that? That's like perfect linen for that. Oh, it's all ready to go. So that's one that's in the, if you're going to start something, pick me next pile. I've even got the working chart printed out. I don't know what stopped me from working on it. Now this one I ordered last summer from the Attic. I saw it on one of their videos and placed an order for the kit. And I've seen a couple people working on it on Instagram, and I love it. I love houses, obviously, because I'm showing you a lot of them. This is Sampler Roll by Samplers Remembered. Look at that. Look at the little houses. I think there's an alphabet in there too. I don't know if there's another picture. Let's see. I know there's the alphabet. Yeah, there's an alphabet, top and bottom. Can't really see it on the roll, so I'm actually thinking I might do it as a frame. But here's the kit. I got it. It's called for Confederate Gray, 40 count. That's pretty good right there. And I did have them kitted up with the silks. Oh, and they do such a nice job when they kit things. Look at it, it's in a bag already. It's on a little ring. It's kitted with dinky dye and Belsois. And there's the Confederate Gray. Oh, look how pretty that is. So that is Sampler Roll by Samplers Remembered. And I got that kit all kitted up at the attic. Let's see, let me just lay this to the side. So what's that, 2, 3? I think it's 3. And then this one, I saw someone working on this when I went to Sampler Symposium. I was in the lobby of the hotel. Someone was sitting there working. I walked in, and across the room, I was just like drawn to it. It was on a frame. They were stitching us. Oh, it's gorgeous. This is Baby It's Cold Outside by Heartstrings Samplery. She was working on this house. Oh, it was gorgeous. So I've already got this kitted up. What have I put with it? Where's the tag? Ale, yeah. 36 count ale, which might be the called for. And it doesn't have, surprisingly, does not have that many colors. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gentle Arts, Pomegranate, Shaker White, Harvest Moon, Picnic Basket, Piney Woods, and Grits from Weeks. So I'm thinking that it's all set. Might work on that in the winter. I just love that. So that's one that's all kitted. I need to make sure I don't mix these up. You've seen this. I'm still like, why aren't you starting this? Marianne Kopp. That's another one that is just, it was either starting Live on Little or Marianne Kopp, and I picked Live on Little. So this is next in the rotation, I think, or soon, because look how many. Marianne Kopp, 1839 by Brenda Juvet. And I kitted this with Under the Sea Amaryllis. And I know I've shown you this. This is Cecilia's. So look at how, what a nice match that is. And then the, I think I have the threads here, yes. I've even got the, they're all set. So there they are. So that one's in the contention. Don't want to mix these up. And a couple more, and then we'll be done for this morning. I'm sure I have to unload the dishwasher. I'm sure that's done, and I'm sure the wash is ready to put in the dryer and put another load in the wash. So that's going to be my morning. This is, and I kitted this, well, I've done it a couple places. I found the linen at Cecilia's, and I got the silk at the Attic. This is Merry Christmas Wishes by Cathy Barrick. And I wanted the Boardwalk, Color and Cotton Boardwalk is what they used, but I could not get it. So ended up with, which is gorgeous, Atomic Ranch Freeze, which has just a little bit of coloration, and these are the silks. Actually, I have two that I'm thinking of. This is the Gloriana, and that will be used for a good part of it. And then this is Pumpkin Pie, which is a little darker than the called for. Let me show you. I have a bag with several things I'm thinking of using. Look at all the golds. I have Wheatgrass Belsois, Teddy Bear Belsois, and Bee's Knees. Lay them down. They're all different, and I kept going between Teddy Bear and pecan pie, and I think it's pecan pie one out. I think that one. I think that's it. Nope, that's it. Pecan pie with the Gloriana. So I think those two. But I'll know for sure once I start stitching. But looking at it the other day when I was pulling it out, I thought, yeah, I think pecan pie is going to work well for that. And one more. And this is the charts over there. I didn't get the chart, but this is the picture. And I ordered this from European Reproductions. This is Hannah Smith. What is it, 1802? This is the actual one that I saw. I think it was at an auction house website. I love the original. So I am kitting it as the original, kind of faded, a little grungy. So the floss that I picked is Dirty Teacup, 36 count, which I thought was a pretty good match. It's a little bit bolder, but I think that'll be all right. And then I want to do it in silk. So I had a couple choices. Pea Pod. These are Belle Soie. Yeah. I just moved something and a bunch of threads started moving. Belle Soie Weathered Vein, or Classic Colorworks Pea Pod. Now I came from that because here is the called for DMC, which is 3012. But I want kind of a weathered look. So I'm thinking this one has got some different light and dark areas. So I'm thinking that. And then it does have one little bit of cream, which might have been pink maybe originally, which here's the DMC, which fades in a little bit. So I did pull this. This is Weeks Sand. But the only place it's used, it's one tiny little place somewhere down in here. So I might not even put it in. It might just be just this. So that one, I really would like to start because I do have all of the things assembled, and I think I'm finally very happy with what I've picked. I better do it soon before I change my mind because I've got it all set here. I need to put it in a project bag. Right now it's just in a plastic bag, but it's all together, so it's all set. So I think we're done. I think that's it. I'll put links to the different things that I talked about today. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I always love to see your comments and answer them as soon as I can. If I miss one, let me know. Put in another comment. Because sometimes things will show up later. It's like, what? I know I checked for the comments today and I didn't see that. So sometimes they get by me, but I do check every day the comments. And I have notifications come up on the phone so I can see it and make sure what's happening and answer you back. And if you enjoyed this video, just give it a thumbs up and please subscribe so you'll get notifications when the next one comes up. Probably 2 weeks. Probably I'm going to be gone some in September. Looking forward to the Hobby House retreat with Scarlet House and Needlework Press. Oh, it's going to be a good one. Excited about that. Trying to think what to pack. I have a list of what I want to look for at Hobby House, which will probably go right out the window once I get there. But I plan to do a video in 2 weeks, and I have not forgot about the Carter House tour and talking about that. That's on the docket. Let's say it's been so hot here. that I'm kind of waiting for it to cool off a little bit. So when I show you, we can't go inside the house, but I did find a video that I'm going to share where you can go inside the house, and I'll show you the outside. We'll talk about the history, show you the sampler, show you where Mary lived originally. So I'm going to work that up. That might be in 2 weeks, or it might be later in the fall. It might be nice to do in the fall colors, maybe. We'll see, but I haven't forgot about that, and I have not forgotten about the demo with Hannah Campbell, or Harriet Campbell. Harriet or Hannah? I've talked about so many girls today, I can't remember. But I've got those down and won't forget. But again, I want to thank you for joining me, and like before, now I'm just rambling. So I'm going to wrap it up and say thank you for joining me. Until next time, I wish you many happy hours of stitching. See you next time. Bye-bye.